The single question mark thing. Oh no, that's
it's the small joys in life. Oh my goodness.
Cinema. Oh, Cream though, going in a little bit. Satab actually getting pretty low here. Does he have a kill?
Is he gonna flash? Oh, that was close.
Yeah, that was very, very close. That's really bad for Satab. You need to be able to establish pressure in this 1v1 in the mid lane or else things get very dire very quickly. Satab?
Oh, flash! Committed bolt! Satab gets the 1v1 on the LeBlanc.
I wasn't sure he had enough mana to make that play, but he has just enough, and he's going to be able to pull off the 1v1 kill. You know, asking you shall receive for some pressure coming out of the mid lane. Great job by Satab. We know him as an assassin player. You know, he's kind of living up to that billing right now, feeling a lot more comfortable on this LeBlanc than he did previously on the Talia.
I'm actually curious if we've seen other LeBlanc games this split, if not, you know, competitively. I already did my little bit of talent research. I might cook here. Okay, man, yeah, keep the chat busy and occupied while I do some investigating.
For sure. Kanavi continuing to take away as much as possible from Xiao Huanggren, who's looking to re-invade. All of this has equalized out to a gold neutrality in the jungle there, but I think that generally is always going to favor top esports in the way that this game is structured.
And now he gets the chance to spot it out. He's like, hey guys, there's a talent. Get this guy. I think the smite went over to Kanavi, so at least he poached the wolf successfully, but now he's got to be careful about when he uses his E, because Xiao Huanggren can block it with the steadfast presence. He's going to use it over on this way, but now Kanavi is in deep enemy territory, no way out, and Satab just got gift wrapped a second kill.
You know, some Talon players will look at you and tell you that that's worth it. I'm not so sure that that's going to be the case there for Kanavi. He ends up giving another kill over to this LeBlanc, who's now in a phenomenal position. We talked about that needing to be like the pressure point once again for ThunderTalk. Well, they've capitalized on it, but I need to see more out of this bot lane for ThunderTalk as well. These trades haven't exactly been going in their favor, but here we go. Jackie-Love getting very low.
Yeah, taking a lot of damage. Good handshake, pulls Feather right back in, forces the heal from the Nami. So at least that's a one summoner spell being burned off of this Lucian-Nami powerhouse duo. ThunderTalk at least maintaining a lot of aggression in this bottom lane duo setup. Xiao Huanggren now looming around, getting swatted at least on this ward. So Jackie-Love and Chris will have enough time to respond and defensively reposition themselves. Kanavi is waiting around as well. And are they? Oh wow, they're just gonna try to leash up this dragon potentially. I mean, you have Callista. Makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely feels like an early objective kind of game for top esports. Dragons in particular feel very important for them. Satab gonna try to get some vision here. Kanavi is not gonna be the healthiest member in the world, but he's actually stayed on darkness. They're gonna see it now, so we will see how that goes. It could be a collapse.
Satab wants to be able to pressure this, but he can't because it's just a one-man mission so far. Xiao Huanggren was on base, so even with information on this dragon being started up by top esports, not really much can be done on the side of ThunderTalk to stop it. You did hear a sign ultimate being used. Maybe it was a chance to try and disengage from 369 or just look for a trade of ultimate so far as he does it again. So I guess that these grubs were not going to be contested for. Jumping onto Kanavi, Xiao Huanggren locks down the Talon, waiting to see the kind of the E over the wall before he commits it, but now the re-engage by Cream, and now Xiao Huanggren is going to pay the piper here. Satab looking for a little bit of extra damage, but it's not going to be enough. I'm not able to get enough.
They want to go for it, but at least for now, I don't imagine they want to overextend and risk things too much here.
Sure. Well, while we do have some time, as Cream takes a bit of a nasty amount of burst from Satab on the back end of that trade, I did find out what other LeBlanc games were played, not just in LPL, but across, you know, Tier 1 pro play. Satab did debut the LeBlanc earlier in the split against Invictus Gaming. It was against Rookies Talia. Unfortunately for them, they did not win. And meanwhile, Satab is in a world of trouble. Thanks to the clone passive, is at least able to get away from Kanavi's grasp. And now with Xiao Huanggren arriving to the party, Cream is in a world of trouble. Maybe can at least get one more butt stab, but he's not going to find it because Satab is able to dip around the soldiers. And it's another double kill for the LeBlanc.
It's absolutely gorgeous from the mid-jungle duo there of ThunderTalk. Not only is Xiao Huanggren in a perfect position to be able to capitalize.
I mean, this is a great position if you want to get this LeBlanc to be your main win condition now in the mid game where she's accelerated, and 369 is tanky. But he could be in a world of trouble if there is another chain, but it's the steadfast presence that pumps 369 into the wall, forcing him to flash, getting slowed by the hammer shock, but here comes Kanavi, but 369 already gets popped. Xiao Huanggren trying to survive as long as possible, and Kanavi just doesn't do enough damage! He gets super close, but with the triumph coming in, Xiao Huanggren still lives to tell the tale.
Yeah, you can see the rest of the team hoping and praying to get down there fast enough to be able to collapse, and they're just not able to do it. That's 5 kills on Satab's LeBlanc.
Goal ahead against top esports. You know, if we want to put some disclosures on top of the game so far. The fact that Kanavi has not been great on his timers as this talent so far, you know, that might be a side discussion, but you know what? Thunder Talk are up, baby, and that's all that matters.
Absolutely right. Like, Thunder Talk have the advantage and have the tempo in this game, which is what we talked about them needing to have, as we can see them utilize it to not only start taking this dragon, but take the tier 1 mid lane as well. We're going to see Satan potentially looking for another Jackie.
That was close. I thought that was just a one-shot right there, and the fact that JackieLove didn't even pop the barrier, I mean, I wouldn't have that kind of composure myself. I would have burned so many summoner spells right there.
He's got the math done in his head. He's calculated every scenario. He knows every outcome, and he understands that he doesn't need to burn it there. But I will say one thing for Top Esports that I think you can, you know, kind of point in their favor is that I don't really think the Thunder Talk comp scales particularly well. You're not looking at a team fight that is consistent really in any way, especially if 1xN doesn't start getting some consistent gold here. But if they're going to continue to pressure and take everything on the map like they're taking this Rift Herald right now, we might not even get to the stage where they care about the 5v5s. And even if we do get game,
Thunder Talk are relatively overall 3,000 gold ahead. Cream should be fine. So, with that being said, wait, hang on. What are we doing? Okay, Rift Herald is going to crash in. Cream is under pressure at the moment. There's going to be 3 people arriving to the top side. This is a lot of members invested over for a potential tier 2 crash and just trying to accelerate the gold as much as possible. Nice knock-up onto Cream. Did Cream just get himself killed? Not quite, but he is now down 50% HP. Kanavi gets hit by a bubble! Culling is going to rip this talent apart, and he can't even parkour back to safety of his own jungle. Thunder Talk now continuing the chase, looking for Cream. Satab gets a lot of poke down, but now he is surrounded by multiple members here trying to escape with Feather. The bubble does land onto JackieLove, and it buys enough space for Satab to escape.
yeah, that was actually very, very close. You might not see it in terms of the
understanding the pressure points and being able to push in these waves to continue controlling these vision choke points on this top jungle quadrant where Cream can't really move. Still down a lot of gold. Now almost 3,000. Satab is...
no.
JackieLove might be in trouble. He has the barrier. Still has a flash. Gonna pop it. But 1xN is going to get the kill. And now JackieLove down. Both summoner spells still dying is spelling the end of Top Esports in the second game.
Oh, it just goes from bad to worse, and it goes from great to flashy for 1xN, who pulls off a stylish kill on what a lot of people consider to be one of, if not the best AD carry in the LPL. It's gorgeous stuff. Xiaohuangren now just gonna blast that talent out of there. They're looking for this tower, and Satab, you have to respect the damage coming in from the LeBlanc. They just...
Junglers here in the LPL, but the moves that he has made and the decisions that has occurred from his talent this game have not reaped any rewards. In fact, just more pain and punishment on the side of Top Esports. And as you called it, this talent has very little value other than just having a smite attached to his champion skin.
Yeah, now we're seeing the teleport come in. Dragon has started. This is a big fight for Thunder Talk. If they're able to win it, could be game.
Cream is looming on the left side. Hasn't been spotted yet by that control ward in the red buff brush. Oh my gosh, Crisp is already chunked out. Xiaohuangren going over the wall, trying to blast Cream out of the fight. They're engaging onto Hoya, forcing him to flash. Satab tries to step up, look for some poke. Tidal Wave only hits Chris. Culling nails him into the back. Hoya sending it behind the 2-man unstoppable onslaught. Cream is trying to create as much chaos as possible with the Azir, but it's just Thunder Talk gaming. Thunder talking the talk, and Top Esports will all collapse as 1xN picks up the quadra kill. Oh, just give it to him! 1xN, one man with all 5 members on his side. 369 trying to do the most, but Satab, being a scumbag, will steal the Penta away from 1xN. But this is Thunder Talk's game to shine.
No Penta for 1xN, but I think he'll take the team fight win. He might be a little bit more upset right now than maybe you would want to be, but not only is that the team fight win overall.
And this is what I wanted to get ahead of, you know, a few minutes ago before the game really broke wide open in favor of Thunder Talk. Top Esports, in their losses, you know, we had asked the question at the top of the series day, is it JackieLove's fault, you know, or are there other individuals at fault here? And, you know, the conclusion that we found is that it's really when Kanavi and one other person from the top side of the map are, you know, dasherishly behind. Well, K-Man, what has happened exactly this game?
I'm not even sure you can call Kanavi behind, because I'm not even sure he's in the game still. It feels like this talent is just completely disconnected. Yeah, I mean, just dashing in over and over again. We could potentially see a play, though. 369's on the flank.
Oh, he's gonna lead the charge. Oh, it's just too easy. JackieLove can't do anything, and Kanavi is just throwing paper clips at the rest of Thunder Talk with these daggers, as they are just not really doing any resilience of damage, and Top Esports are crumbling through the bottom side of the map. I'd be damned if Thunder Talk would just want to end the game right here, right now.
Yeah, this should be the end for Thunder Talk. This should be them picking up a Game 2.
Tab, because if he was able to play this well into Cream's ear, I mean, imagine who else can step up to the plate that would be in that play-in spot against Thunder Talk. As yeah, that's some fried chicken on the menu for Thunder Talk. Another golden bird going their way.
That's an all-out coming in from 369. He's looking here. Doesn't seem like he'll find too much, but we will overall just see what Thunder Talk can put together. You're absolutely right. I think at this point, the only thing they're fighting over is who's going to get more difficult. 17-1 here for Top Esports. They found nothing on the map, and you highlighted it really well. This is the problem when you watch this, middle of the map fall behind in the early game. They don't play from behind particularly well. It's why they've struggled internationally, because when you go up against these teams that can more consistently win in the early game, do Top Esports have the answers to be able to bounce back from those situations? Right now, the answer to that is looking kind of like a no, and even against a team like Thunder Talk, that's already very concerning to me.
Yep. That's why the community was mad about Top Esports internationally at first stand. However, Tab could be in trouble here, and okay, that's a big bounty being shut down for Kanavi. Okay, well, we're gonna see how well they can make use of that kill for themselves. They eliminated a ton of stacks on the Medjai Soul Stealer from Tab, so a lot of gold going down the drain essentially for Thunder Talk, but it's still a 12,000 overall gold lead, so I don't know how much of that really matters, because whenever we looked at these games came in the past, teams that are down 10,000 gold or more never come back. It's very, very, very unlikely, like less than 5% chance of possibility of happening.
Yeah, you're absolutely right here, and we can see why, because even if they win that fight and start taking Dragon, Baron can be started by Thunder Talk with 4 members on the map. It makes it so difficult to really be able to do anything. Kanavi gonna commit to try to finish off this Dragon. I actually really like this play. Thunder Talk can force the issue.
Cream is actually forcing the Emperor's Divine on a 1xn. Got both summoner spells out of this Lucian. 369 trying to blitz his way forward. Kanavi cannot join this fight quite yet since he picked up the Dragon, as the rest of Top Esports trying to do battle with this Super Tank sign, and they just cannot punch through it at the moment. Kanavi steps up and takes way too much damage and realizes that he cannot fight. The teleports are coming in for Thunder Talk. They're going to blitz the end of the game, push past the inhibitor already in the mid lane, and take game 2 away from Top Esports.
The perfect setup for Thunder Talk there, destroys everybody on Top Esports, and we are looking at a team that we questioned going into the day. Well, we can't question them now. They pick up a big win over the best team in the LPL. Wow.
I mean, listen, I'm hyped for Thunder Talk. That's an awesome win to pick up, and Tab